In 1971, a UCLA professor named Albert Mehrabian published research that changed how the world understood human communication forever. His finding was startling. When it comes to communicating feelings and attitudes, only 7% of what we actually convey comes from the words we use. 38% comes from tone of voice. And 55%, more than half of everything you communicate to another human being, comes from your body, your posture, your face, the angle of your feet, the direction of your eyes, the tension in your jaw. Right now, in every conversation you are having, every room you are walking into, every job interview, every first date, every negotiation, you are broadcasting a constant stream of information that your words are not saying. The question is, do you know what you are actually broadcasting? And do you know how to read what everyone else is telling you without saying a single word? Body language is one of the most powerful and most underused skills in everyday life. And yet most of what people think they know about it is either oversimplified, misunderstood, or flat out wrong. In this video, we are going to cut through the noise. We will look at what the science actually says about nonverbal communication, the signals that genuinely reveal what someone is thinking and feeling, the common myths you have probably been taught, the signals your own body sends without your awareness, and how to use all of this in real situations, interviews, relationships, negotiations, and everyday conversations. This is not a party trick. This is one of the most practical psychological skills you can develop. Let's get into it. The science of body language begins with one fundamental principle: the human body cannot lie as efficiently as the human mouth. Our verbal communication is processed through the neocortex, the newest, most rational part of the brain, the part that can plan, edit, and censor. When you choose your words carefully, that is your neocortex at work. But your nonverbal communication is largely controlled by far older, faster, and less conscious brain systems, the limbic system and the brainstem. These systems evolved millions of years before language. They react before you think. They leak information before you even realize there is information to protect. This is why psychologist Paul Ekman, whose work formed the basis of the TV series Lie to Me, spent decades cataloging what he called microexpressions. These are involuntary facial expressions that last between 1/15th and 1/25th of a second, too fast to control, too brief to fake reliably. And they reveal the genuine emotional state beneath whatever expression someone is consciously presenting. Ekman identified 7 universal microexpressions: happiness, sadness, disgust, fear, anger, contempt, and surprise that appear across every human culture studied, from New York to rural Papua New Guinea. They are not learned, they are hardwired. What this means practically is significant. While someone can control their words, and to some extent their sustained facial expressions, they have almost no conscious control over the first fraction of a second of their response to new information. That fraction of a second is where the truth lives, and once you know how to see it, you cannot unsee it. So let us get into the specific signals, the ones that appear in everyday life, that most people miss entirely. The first is foot direction. This one surprises people every time. Research by body language expert Joe Navarro, a former FBI agent who spent 25 years reading nonverbal cues in interrogations, shows that the feet are the most honest part of the human body, because they are furthest from conscious awareness. In a conversation, if someone's torso is pointed toward you, but their feet are angled toward the door their body has already decided to leave, they are physically committed to the exit before they have said a word. The second signal is self-touching, what psychologists call pacifying behaviors. When someone touches their neck, strokes their arm, rubs their face, or fidgets with jewelry, their nervous system is self-soothing. Something in the conversation is causing stress or discomfort. The specific timing of when the pacifying behavior appears tells you exactly which moment triggered it. The third is the direction of eye movement during recall. When most right-handed people look up and to the left, they are accessing genuine visual memory. When they look up and to the right, they are building an image rather than remembering one. This is not foolproof, but it is a pattern worth watching. The fourth and most powerful is the cluster principle. A single signal means almost nothing in isolation. What matters is a cluster of consistent signals over time. Someone crossing their arms might just be cold. Someone crossing their arms, angling their feet away, avoiding eye contact, and offering shorter responses, that is a cluster. That is data. One signal is a possibility. A cluster is a conversation your body is having without you. Here is where we need to address something important because body language is also one of the most mythologized topics in psychology, and some of what you have been taught is simply not true. Myth number 1. Crossing your arms means you are closed off or defensive. Sometimes. But research shows that people also cross their arms when they are cold, when they are concentrating deeply, or simply when it is physically comfortable. One signal in isolation is almost always meaningless. Context and clusters. Always. Myth number 2. You can tell if someone is lying by whether they make eye contact. This one is persistent and wrong. Psychologist Tim Levine, who has spent over 30 years studying deception, found that liars are actually no more likely to avoid eye contact than truth tellers. In fact, experienced liars often deliberately maintain eye contact to appear more credible. Gaze behavior alone is not a reliable indicator of deception. Myth number 3. You can read anyone anywhere with enough practice. Body language signals are heavily influenced by culture, individual baseline behavior, physical health, medication, and neurodivergence. What signals anxiety in one person may be their baseline in another. The most dangerous reader of body language is a confident one, someone who has learned a few rules and applies them universally without accounting for individual difference. The science says this: body language reading is a probabilistic skill, not a precise one. It raises the quality of your intuitions. It does not replace them. And perhaps the most important finding of all from Harvard psychologist Amy Cuddy's research on power posing is that your body language does not just communicate your emotional state to others, it communicates it back to yourself. Here is the part of this that most people completely overlook, and it is the most important finding of the entire field. We have spent this whole video talking about how to read other people's body language. But Amy Cuddy's research at Harvard, which has now been replicated and refined across multiple studies, shows something that flips the entire premise. Your body language does not just reflect how you feel, it shapes how you feel. When you hold an expansive, open posture for as little as 2 minutes before a job interview, before a difficult conversation, before a presentation, your cortisol levels decrease and your testosterone levels increase. Your body is not just showing confidence, it is manufacturing it. Conversely, when you make yourself small, when you hunch, when you fold inward, when you look at your phone and compress your spine, your body is signaling to your brain that you are under threat. And your brain responds accordingly. You have been using your body language to communicate to other people your entire life. You have the power to use it to communicate to yourself, and that changes everything. Here is what you can use immediately in your next conversation. Number 1. Watch the feet, not the face. The face is the most managed, most performed part of the human body. Feet are forgotten. In your next conversation, social, professional, or personal, notice where the feet are pointed. It will tell you something the face will not. Number 2. Audit your own baseline. Before you try to read anyone else, spend 1 week noticing your own nonverbal habits. What do you do when you are nervous? When you are bored? When you are genuinely engaged? You cannot read others accurately until you understand your own signals, because your own baseline is the lens through which you interpret everything else. Number 3. Before any high-stakes situation interview, difficult conversation, first meeting, give yourself 2 minutes alone. Stand tall. Open your posture. Breathe fully. You are not performing confidence for someone else. You are instructing your own nervous system to produce it. Your body is not a passenger. It is a tool. Start using it deliberately. Every conversation you have ever had contained 2 conversations happening simultaneously, the one with words and the one without. Most people only hear the first one. Now you know how to listen to both. Here is what I want you to do right now. Comment below and tell me, which of the 4 signals we covered surprised you the most? The feet direction, the self-touching, the eye movement, or the cluster principle? And if you have ever caught someone's body language completely contradicting what they were saying, tell me about that too, because those stories are always fascinating. Subscribe, and next week, we are going into one of the darkest and most misunderstood topics in social psychology: the bystander effect. Why ordinary, good people watch terrible things happen and do nothing, and what that tells us about all of us. See you then.